Welcome back, everybody. We are here with another video, and in this video we are going to cover mass miners and a little bit of a queen walk into miners, hitting kind of Town Hall 10s and Town Hall 11s. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back, everybody. We are here covering mass miner type hits in war. So these hits were done by WHF, kind of covering these hits here. And I want to kind of explain how these hits work and what goes down and what do you need to see in a base in order to do this. They work really well, especially if you have a Lava Loon CC, but they also work if there is a Baby Dragon Witch in there as well. And then if there's a Valkyrie in the CC, you're going to have to be a little more careful to see if you can pull that CC when you go. But in this case, we're going to look at this base here, and let's kind of break it down. You might kind of be overwhelmed when you see a base like this, but the whole point of a miner raid is kind of two things. You got to, one, create a funnel for the miners. You got to get the miners into the middle of the base. If there are storages and everything is on the outside, it's a really good candidate for a miner raid. As you can see here, there are not much storages in the middle of this base, meaning it's perfect for mass miners. All the storages are on the outside. If the storages were in the middle, it would be a little more difficult because they would get stuck on those storages. But if you can kind of have a path clearing the edges out, and then miners go straight to the middle, go from defense to defense to defense, they will work wonders, just like a dragon hit as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this hit. He's got the 37 miners, he's got a baby dragon, and he's got a few wizards in there as well. So he drops the king and the wizards to get through the town hall, to get through it pretty quickly. That's the purpose of those wizards there. He's got the queen at 12 o'clock to create the funnel. So the objective is here. The king creates the funnel down here. The queen creates the funnel up top, meaning then the mass miners can come exactly from right there, and then they can just go straight into the middle of this base. So you gotta keep your heroes on opposite sides of the base, and they will walk straight down. This case, there is a baby dragon and two witches. So he was able to cover not only the CC, but also the queen as he was pushing his way through. He dropped the baby dragon behind to maybe kind of see if he can help with some damage, but the miners are going to push their way right through this base. They're going from defense to defense. They're not going to storages to storages, because that will give time for the defenses to hit them. So if they can go from defense to defense, they will move through this base really, really quickly and take it down. So the queen is still moving her way down the side of this base, pops her ability, keeps getting it down, has the heals spread out, and you want to make sure when you're dropping your heals, try to cover obviously as big of an area as most miners as you can, but around splash damage buildings and bomb towers and whenever there's a giant bomb. So that's where you want to drop your heal spells. You'll see in these raids, that's exactly what they do in these type of hits. And look at how many miners he's got left. They're kind of moving their way through. Queen stays up this whole time. She never goes down. So as you can see, if your heroes move from down the one side is your king, down the other side is your queen. If they pick off storages, let your miners then go straight to the middle and overwhelm this base. So let's go ahead and get another one. And this one is actually going to have the Valkyrie in the CC. So if you see Valkyries, don't hit it with miners unless you can pull the CC, because it can be very, very devastating if you do not kill that CC pretty quickly. All right, so the next one we're going to take a look at is Hex here on number 29. And this time he comes in with a little bit of a queen walk. And the queen walk was meant to be able to address this CC, which has a Valkyrie, and keep that queen alive. So he drops some archers up top to kind of help with picking off some defense or some buildings so that you don't have to worry about it. And also will keep the miners in the middle of this base. So but you want to keep in mind, if there's a Valkyrie in the CC, or 2 or 3 Valkyries, you got to find a way to pull it if you want to go mass miners. If there's a golem, try to find your best way to pull it as well, because they'll get stuck on the golem for a pretty long time. But you don't see too many golems nowadays in the CCs. So let's see how this CC gets pulled here. The queen, I think, barely steps in range of the CC and ends up pulling it out. So there it goes. So out comes the CC, and out comes the Valkyrie, the wizard, the witch, baby dragon, and I believe there might have been, no, that's pretty much it. Drops the poison. Queen is able to take care of that. And then he drops the wall wrecker to tank a wizard tower shot, which is perfect. And then the king's objective is to walk all the way up here and grab those defenses. As you can see, there's not many. There's a few storages in the middle, a little bit more than previous, but he was able to send the wall wrecker to push its way into the middle of this base and get a lot of value that way. If you see a lot of skellies, that can also slow down the miner raids, but you just got to find a way to be able to push through the base just like this. So he drops the freeze on the queen, drops the rage, and you want to drop the rage over high HP, so like a clan castle, if there is a storage in the middle, so around a storage. If you're hitting with a town 11 around the eagle, usually eagles are near CCs, so if you drop a rage next to the eagle and a CC, they can get through it quickly. But you can kind of see that the king's purpose was kind of to go up here and create a little bit of funnel, but he did reroute to the middle of the space. Queen ends up staying alive for this space, but the miners, they're pushing their way through. As you can see, the queen worked her way from down south around the base. The king worked his way from the other side, and then miners in the middle between them. So that's how you go with mass miners here, and they just overwhelmed the base for a 10v10. So the next one we're going to take a look at that I've got here is going to be on number 12. So this is going to be a 11v11 miner raid. And so let's go and take a look at Lexagram here. Comes in with 42 miners and a wall wrecker, and let's go ahead and see how he addresses his base. And he doesn't do a queen walk. So if he doesn't do a queen walk, meaning there's probably not a Valkyrie in the CC, there's probably not a golem, so there's probably either a baby dragon witch or there's a lava loon, right? So as you can see, look at the similarities. The king is on this side. He's going to create the funnel. The queen is on the opposite side. She's going to pick off layers of defenses, and out comes a lava, not a lava loon, but a lava and a wizard and an archer. So that's not a problem. Miners can take that wizard down pretty quick. So he didn't need a poison, right? So if there's a balloon, yes, take a poison so the poison can kill the loon. But if there's no loon and just a wizard and an archer, then yeah. So look at this one. Like I said, he dropped the rage over the CC and the eagle, right? You want to drop the rage over high hit points so they can get through it quickly. You want to move them fast through the space in order to overwhelm it and take it out so the miners can group up together. Pops the warden ability through the back end of it. As you can see, this Lava Hound is not doing anything to these miners. They are just moving through this base with ease. Drops the last heal spell, most likely over this wizard tower where there is splash damage. Or he could end this up. He has so many miners up that he can pretty much just swag it, but he drops it to be secure, to be safe. Look at all these miners underground. So when you're doing a miner hit, remember, king on one side, queen on the other side, miners down the middle. And you want to have defenses in the middle. If there's a lot of storages, it can be pretty difficult. You got to know what's in the CC. If you're hitting this fresh, it can be a little difficult. It can be a challenge, but if you've got a scout, then kind of use that scout to your advantage. If there's a Valkyrie, make sure you pull it. Don't hit the base with the Valkyrie hitting your miners because you will not be able to get through it. It'll probably do too much damage to you unless you have a perfect poison or whatnot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one here on number 6. So let's go ahead and see. This was by Hexagram, and he did a little bit of a queen walk in this case. So let's go ahead and see what he gets in this queen walk. And you probably might be thinking, well, queen walk, okay, that means there's a Valkyrie. Well, not necessarily. He took a queen walk to keep the queen alive, moving through the base, and the queen ended up walking all the way down here to pick off way more value. Because if he sent the queen by herself, she would not have gotten all this value. So the queen was able to continue to move around the space. So as you see, the queen on one side, the king on the complete opposite side, miner straight down the middle. He's got the wall wrecker to tank a little bit, moving his way through. This time he has a poison to poison the balloon. If there was just a wizard archer, you don't need that poison. The poison is meant to kill the balloon because the balloon can do damage, quite a bit of damage on the miners. And look, drops the rage over the clan castle and leading into the eagle artillery. So that is where the rage is meant to go, over the clan castle, over high hit point defenses. As you can see, these miners are moving their way through. He's covering all these defenses with the heals. Queen stays alive because she has the healers on her, moving his way through, and it's just a matter of getting through the space. Queen still has ability, so if you don't need to pop the queen ability, you don't until you absolutely have to. Yeah, so you can see these miners do a lot of work, especially on bases that you're able to have your heroes walk on each side at ease, and then miners straight down the middle go from defense to defense to defense. And you just got to keep in mind what's in the CC. This time there's a lava. If there's a Valkyrie, be careful. That can be pretty difficult. And so the queen still has her ability. Miners are moving through the space. King takes care of the town hall. And then the queen can essentially pop her ability if she wants, and he's gonna finish on the eagle. It's not the best to finish on the eagle. That can be a challenge, but not in this case. Miners take the eagle down with ease. That is a beautiful 3-star by Hexagram. So now let's go ahead and see if I personally, as an air attacker, can try to replicate a hit just like this with miners in a regular raid. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, everyone, we are back here with a raid that we are going to try to do here. I'm going to see if I can take what we learned in those replays and see if I can apply it to this base here. So if we want to think about this base real quick, what do we want to do? Well, we want to get one way, either kind of this way, heroes down, and then miners straight down the core of this base. I'm thinking since the CC and their eagle are right here, I'm going to rage this area, send the queen walk this way, and then send the king kind of this way, and then send the mass miners right through the core of this base, just like that. So let's see if something like that will work, or would it be better to send the king down south? Yeah, let's go ahead and send the king down south and the queen walk from up north up here. So let's go ahead and have the queen walk just like this, and then we're going to have the king walk just like this. The king is then going to go this way around the base, just like that. So the queen is kind of providing she's going to kind of create that little funnel there. Then we're going to send like a miner, have to pop the queen ability like this, so that they can then step up, and then we're going to send the mass miners just like this, then all the miners down, and they're going to kind of force their way into the base here. And then we're going to rage this section, hit the king ability, and we're going to, there's no poison, there's no CC, so we're going to hit the poison the queen. So then we're going to kind of heal across the base just like this as the miners are going through the multi-target infernos. And then we're going to pop the warden ability pretty soon here, pop the warden ability through these miners. Queen is still moving through. Drop another heal for these miners right here. They're pushing their way through. We have another heal right here by the wizard tower, essentially. Let's see if they can continue and just power through these inferno towers, this eagle, and just like this. So queen on one side, king on the other, and just send them through. And you want to make sure you're healing wherever there's a lot of splash damage. In this case, let's heal on this wizard tower right here, providing that damage. So they kind of veered off a little bit, but the queen stays up. She's walking around the space helping out. Miners are under heal, kind of just overwhelming the space. So king on left, queen on the right, miners down the middle. And look, my friends, this is not only this works in war, but this is also a great dark elixir farming army. This is pretty much cost no dark. I think just the dark that it costed was the poison. Look how many miners are alive. And it works really, really good in high level wars. So just heroes on one side, on kind of opposite sides, send the miners right down the middle. If the CC comes out, drop the poison on it, and then it should be good. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up the video tonight here. Please let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, and please put your comments down below if you have any questions. And I hope this video is very, very helpful. Trying my best to get these videos and trying to get a daily content out there for you guys. If you guys want, you can also tune into my nightly streams over on Twitch. The links are in the description below. Stream 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for about 4 hours every night. So if you want to catch me live, that's the place to go. But till next time, you all have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Carbon signing out.